All right, we haven't spoken relationships in a very long time. That's what we're going to be doing today, looking at something that is a concept that I'm learning about today, monkey branching, like a monkey swinging effortlessly from trees using one branch and grabbing another one in the next. Some individuals are moving in the same vein in relationships. This behavior, known as monkey branching, refers to the act of pursuing or securing a new romantic partner while still involved in an existing relationship. Rather than ending one connection before starting another, the individual maintains both, often emotionally or physically, until the new relationship feels enough to replace the old. According to experts, it's a pattern marked by secrecy, overlapping affections, and a reluctance to be alone. We discuss how monkey branching plays out in real life situations. Ernest Toho is joining us, a dating coach and founder of Justified Connect Singles World, which offers matchmaking services. Hey Ernest, it's always good to have you. Welcome back on the Move.
Good morning, Benjamin, and good morning, Palesa. Long time, guys. I miss you so much.
We miss you
too. Hey, you know what?
And good morning to the viewers, listeners, rather, as well.
Fantastic. It's great to have you on the show. And this is a very interesting topic. I'm actually learning it on the show today. Monkey branching, right? It's already hard enough just being in one relationship, Ernest. Now, when you're trying to maintain one while starting a new one, could be probably a bit of a challenge. Tell us a little bit about this phenomenon.
Monkey branching is a thing. It's been there for the longest time. It's just that people are getting aware of it now.
Yeah.
And what you must know, people who are into it have the stomach for it. They've got the bandwidth for it, and they know how to navigate. It's called void intolerance. Some people just cannot have a gap in between relationships. Is it cheating? Yes, it is cheating. It's a form of cheating, and it's unfair to the other partner. Mm-hmm. And what must be said is why people do this, why people get involved in monkey branching. It ranges from fear of being alone, the hate of a quiet gap,
sure,
avoiding hard talks, validation chase, new toy feeling. Guys would call it fresh vibes, and then practical text, and all of that. So you have different reasons why people get into, but all of it boils down to insecurity.
Hey, Ernest, we're struggling with your line there. Ernest, I can hear you, but you're breaking up a little bit. Very interesting one there. Let's see if we can re-establish this line with Ernest Toho, who's joining us today. We're speaking about monkey branching. It plays out in real life situation. The common signs to look out for are there in terms of what we're going to be looking at in terms of the questions and how people on both sides of this behavior can actually navigate the consequences. Let's take a bit of a break and see if we can sort out that line, and then we'll be back.
Download the SABC app and take Channel Africa with you everywhere you go. Africa at Play with Neto and ETO Chemane.
I've witnessed something fresh, something exciting, and something very inspirational from the president of the country, William Ruto. Whenever athletes are performing to their best level, he always comes on board to reward those athletes, be it football, be it athletics, and not leaving it up to the sport ministry.
The president realizes that sports is a business, and for that reason, he also reduces the number of people who are jobless, because sports now is such a serious business, and for that reason, commercialization of sports is a major way of improving or increasing employment opportunities for the young people, and that is why the president has been very persistent in trying as much as possible to inspire more sports personalities to reduce the baggage of the people who are struggling to get job opportunities in the country among the young people.
Francis FM Mutegi, our correspondent from East Africa in Nairobi, Kenya.
Live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time.
All right, so we've got Ernest Toho, dating coach and founder of Justified Connect Singles World Better on the line. Ernest, you were talking a little bit about the nature of this topic we're speaking about today, monkey branching. And I want to get your thoughts in terms of what is it about monkey branching that actually makes someone do it? You were speaking about the fact that they are avoidant of being alone, and you also were speaking around the fact that, at times it's just wanting something new.
So absolutely, sorry for the mix-up there with my line. It's correct. It's called void intolerance. It's a thing. Some people have a struggle staying alone in between relationships, so that can be a motivation. Otherwise, it's people who just want a fresh vibe. Maybe their relationship is stale. Otherwise, it's people who just want more. Maybe out of 10 boxes that must be ticked at all times in their relationship, they find that maybe 4 are not ticked, then they get it somewhere. For instance, you find that your partner doesn't listen to you or doesn't respect you, and you find someone else who does, then you're switching to the other side just to balance. And then there's like a backup. When this one is shutting down, you switch to the other one. And people who are involved don't have a problem, dealing with recovery from one relationship to another. They just move. So there are different reasons why people do that.
Ernest, you're right. This is not a new phenomenon at all. In fact, when I read about monkey branching, I'm like, well, I know this term, actually. I've known it for a very long time, but I know it as monkey barring. It's the same concept, essentially, right? A monkey bar you find in the gym or in a jungle gym where children play, and it's very same thing. The children hold on to one bar, and to get to the other bar, you have to let go of the other. But there has to always be a point where you're holding both bars at the same time. So monkey branching, monkey barring, whatever you'd like to call it, and of course you gave us a more formal word for it as a relationship coach, but there are different reasons, I suppose, why people do this, right? For some it could be because for a long time their relationship hasn't been working out, and that relationship might be over, and essentially they met somebody during that same time when they're transitioning out of a new relationship. But there's another more serious reason. There are people out there who just can never be alone, like someone who's never been single even their entire adult lives. What is this called? And what is it? Why are some people so afraid of just being alone for some time?
Yeah, you're very correct. It's a disorder of some sort. Social disorder, emotional complication, or something psychological, and it has nothing for those who are constantly in that situation. It's not even about the one relationship having insecurities or is insufficient. They just designed like that, and people like that need to go to some kind of a psychotherapy to fix that. They just cannot stay alone. That's what you call void intolerance. They're unable to have a gap in between relationships. So there are those who do it because they have a reason, and then those who do it even when there's no reason, and they do that. And it's unfair to the other party because it's a denial of consent to the other party, and it raises ugly head in so many ways. Like, you can easily spot it. They start giving excuses. They're busy. The phone switches off all of a sudden. Late night chats, DMs, social media. Some people can be on social in a relationship with their partner staying next to them. They're on the phone till 1 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Chatting with God knows who. So there's a habitual nature of it, which has nothing to do with which partner is in question at the time. Mm-hmm. And then there's circumstantial, where people just feel like, I can, that's why I'm doing it. Like I said earlier, for men, we call it fresh vibes. You'll find it's not like there's anything wrong with your relationship, but you just feel like it's stale and you want to have another. Mm-hmm. But yes, there's that point where people just do it because they're habitual, in nature when they do that.
All right, and let's take a bit of a break. This is intriguing. We're speaking about monkey branching. You're holding on to this relationship while trying to start another, but you're not quite sure if that other one is going to work. So you're holding on to this one. You're like, hey, let me see which one is going to work. Or you pretty much just holding on to that one branch and the other branch, and you're just swinging and swinging and swinging.
So is that now monkey swinging?
And you're just staying there because you just are comfortable in having both partners. But let's talk about the partner that is probably in the dark and doesn't know what's happening. Maybe both partners are in the dark and don't know what's happening. What is the consequence there? We'll speak about this after the break. It's 20 minutes past 9 o'clock Central African time.
AUSISA, the Association of Water and Sanitation Institution of South Africa, is a platform uniting Africa's water professionals. This November, Africa leads the conversation on water and sanitation. Join global and African leaders at the AUSISA Africa and Global South Dialogue 2025 from the 9th till the 12th of November at the Emperor's Palace, Johannesburg. From policy innovation, this is where action meets collaboration for a water-secure future. Register today at ausisa-watersan-dialogue.org or follow at AUSISA on social media. AUSISA, working together for sustainable water and sanitation security in Africa.
9 to 12 midday Central African time.
On the move with Palesa and Benjamin Moshatama.
We're chatting to our friend, dating coach and founder of Justified Connect Singles World, Ernest Toho. Today we're speaking about a phenomenon called monkey branching, moving on to a new relationship, a new interest, while you still have another, holding on like you do when a monkey swings from branch to branch, only letting go once stabilized on the next branch. We continue this conversation. Let's speak about some of the consequences. And I think the consequences can come in three parts here, right? The consequences to the party that was, your partner before. So your first partner, the consequences to the partner that you're branching into, and the consequences for yourself, your own mental health when you are monkey branching, Ernest. Let's chat about that. First of all, let's speak about the other people, because the innocent parties are those who have not chosen or are not consenting to be a part of this kind of relationship style.
It's very, very important. Like you mentioned, the mental health of the one being branched, it's very important. Now, their concerns will range from health risks, STI risk rising from secret overlap, money and administration. You find that the patterns will affect, especially if the people are very close or living together. Rent, loans, shared accounts, and reputational damage. I mean, in South Africa, it's a very small world, and the word gets out very fast, and then you lose time with this person, not knowing that your time is being wasted. And for the party that is being branched, it's important to look at it from this point of view. Number one, do not self-blame. It's not your fault. It's the other party. Go do a health check. Go do, check, do some tests out there and see what's going on. And then, of course, look back in your admin, your financial situations, your accounts, and then your social circles, family, faith, community, and all that. And routine reset. Your sleep patterns, your meals patterns, your movement, and then, of course, talk to someone. But for the party that is being branched, it's important to, first of all, check your health status, check your mental status, situation, and then start looking into change in patterns in your finances, change the patterns in your social, engagements or interactions. And then that way you're able, and more than anything, have a conversation with the branching partner to say, look, let's be clear. Are we still exclusive? You want out? Then give something like a 3-week. Don't just focus on a single situation, but look at a pattern over a space of 4 to 6 weeks. Then make a decision. If we're going to continue, these are the terms, these are the boundaries. If you want out, please, by all means, you're welcome.
This is interesting because I'm thinking about this in many ways, because one would think, okay, that means monkey branching is all forms of cheating, because at times you're with someone and you're with another person. Is it the same thing, Ernest, here, or are there different manifestations of cheating on a partner?
Yes, there are different manifestations. There's just the the standard one where you're in a relationship, whether or not you're satisfied, you just go and do something stupid out there. That's basic cheating. Monkey branching is one aspect of what we're talking about. Then there's another term which we don't want to confuse with this one. It's called cushioning.
Okay.
Cushioning is when you intentionally keep a backup just in case.
Yo, people are busy.
Something to fall back on, Ernest.
There you go. And the downside of that for the party that they receive on the receiving end is you don't get the full, interest of your partner, because they've got backup. Like, look at what are you saying? Like, I don't have time, because once you do nonsense, they've got backup. It's not like they're moving over, but there's a backup. That's called cushioning. And there's something called benching, where you just pack a person, and you don't say anything. Then there's orbiting. Orbiting is very common. When a person follows these stories, you follow stories like this online, you're always very intrigued, you follow comments, you like posts, but you're not committing to anything. You're not exactly moving over to another party. You get the point?
That's so interesting.
These are different aspects of it,
Yeah. Let's go back to what we're talking about, which is monkey branching. It feels like with monkey branching, there's also that emotional attachment that is actually at stake here, because you probably are handing over your emotions to the next person, just like you are giving your emotions to the person that you're currently with. Isn't that the big risk here?
No, that is. And the truth about it is there's no guarantees out there. But for the person who's doing the branching, more often than not, it's not even because of anything justifiable. They do it because they are suffering of what I said earlier, that void intolerance. Yeah. It's almost like act now, think later. So there's no guarantees of that emotional stability or the romantic establishment in the new relationship, but they just have to do it because they're going through a chronic emotional, psychological disorder, which needs to be addressed. And it has nothing to do with the partner they're currently with. You can change the names of the partner from Sibusisto to John. They'll still do the same thing because they have that chronic situation.
Yeah. Ernest, at the end of this all, this can affect people in the long run. And I just want us to look at it because sometimes relationships are supposed to be about building that relation with someone, but they should also be teaching us something about ourselves. So if there's someone listening to this who knows that they've been a regular monkey brancher for a very long time and they actually haven't been single because of it for years or for however long, what's the kind of introspection that monkey brancher needs to do, and what do they need to learn about themselves in order for them to realize that or to find that comfort in being alone sometimes and taking the time to get to really know themselves?
This aspect of this conversation is really very, very important, because we're not going to leave this topic without helping the branchers, the chronic serial monkey branchers.
Yeah.
And one of the first thing, to do, it has to be, a self-acknowledgement, which means have a conversation with your partner and see where you're erring. And when that happens, you need to have that conversation. And there's what I call clear, CLEAR. C would be clarify expectations. Okay. Listen to other views. Establish boundaries, agree to next step and timelines, and then review. Under review to mean either to repair or to exit. But the brancher, when they identify, because two things, they have to even know that they are in that business of branching. But when they do establish it, you go for counseling. Go for counseling with a professional to see how to fix yourself, because it's a lifelong thing, and until it is fixed, it is not fixed.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you now start, the counselor will always give you something to do. It can be, something as simple as, a 3-minute walk every day, read stuff, about this situation, have a genuine, real friend that you can always talk to who can put you in line, when you're not getting it right. And then have certain goals, per time. For instance, start controlling your sleeping habits. Sleep at a certain time, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, no DM, no social media after a particular time. Mm-hmm. And if it's something that must be kept secret, then it's not good for a relationship. You start paying attention to things like that. Yeah. And speak to your partner. Your partner will help you, focus on how to, stop these things. But yes, there must be a pattern, a new pattern set, new structure. in one's life. No late night social media,
Of course,
TikTok,
of course, of
Instagram.
course.
Yeah,
All
very,
right,
very
Ernest, we have
important.
to leave it there. It's a very interesting one, and I think it happens more often than we think, where people keep moving from one relationship to another. They think, oh yeah, I'm great because, I'm never single, I'm never lonely, people love me. But in fact, it's the introspection that's most important. It's always a pleasure chatting to you, Ernest. Hope to chat soon. Thank you so much for joining us this
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you so much, guys.
Ernest, before we
All
let
the
you
best.
go, where can people find you?
Yes, thank you so much. You can get me on nstoho.com. Ernest is ERNEST and Toho is TOHO.com. And across all social media platforms at Ernest Toho, you'll find me there. And this topic I've posted on my Facebook page is Ernest Toho Singles World.
Nice, man. We have this question on our On The Move poll today at Channel Africa 1 on X. That is the handle at Channel Africa 1. The move swinging to a new romantic partner before letting go of the current one. What's your take on this vine hopping behavior? That's the question. We've got 3 options there. Totally unacceptable. Second option, depends on situation. And third option, understandable. Come into the conversation there as we want to get your views on this very heated and very steamy conversation.